Welcome back to Metroid Fusion, everyone. Good to see you safe. We're heading through a Taurian-like area of Sector 1, finding out just what is going on in here. We have to use these rippers to try and get through the area. Wasn't a bad shot if I do say so myself. And looks like we have a Ghidorah ready. And rippers, and... well, there's one boss left. I think we all know who's coming up now. Let's get right to it. There he is. A desiccated husk. Still ready to go. You can hit him just about anywhere but his tail, and that terrible shrieking is going to cause a lot of problems for us. Neo Ridley will move around quite a lot, as you see. It's taking a bit of damage now. And he turns around. I'll try and get him with a few missiles. We all know that attack. There's not really much to do with this. Boy, it's starting to lag a bit. He's not happy. Go ham on the missiles for a little bit. Interesting to note that this music is quite a bit slower. Now, as we know, Metroid Fusion is actually the last game in the chronology. No games have been set after this. The slower, almost in a way sad music reflects that this is the last time we see him. Chronologically speaking, after all those encounters, Ridley is dead. Our longtime adversary is finally gone. And we have our last item. And we can screw attack our way through these rippers, which don't appear to be any different, but are indeed X-hosts. So, can we screw attack through here? No. Doesn't look to be anywhere we can use the speed booster. We just have to make our way through. And try and get back to Sector 1, but we do have a few other things we can do up there. Let's get in here and we can use the screw attack. A lot of the items we need will actually need the screw attack. So if we maneuver through here, this might actually wind up being the way out. Damn it! This feels very, very similar. Oh, for heaven's sake! I mean, it's very, very powerful using this. Almost too easy to destroy things. But you'll get to see its amazing power demonstrated here as we get back into Sector 1. At least what we know of it. So if we'll check our map, if we go this way, we can head back to a navigation room. Not going the long way, that's good. We can destroy those platforms too. And that was a fairly nice takedown. Up until I did that. The timing can be a little bit finicky, as is the case with the space jump, but once you get there, it's all good. We thankfully don't have to worry about the stupid energy tank here. Trying to get that was incredibly annoying. But just a slow and steady walk back. Assuming I don't walk into any doors along the way. And through we go. We're close. Okay. This... We walked past one earlier, but that is a Metroid husk. A Metroid has escaped that containment facility. Things have really not gone well for the Federation, I'd say. Blast a few worthless enemies and we can finally come in here. Get ourselves a power bomb tank. We got the item down there. Let's top ourselves up and we'll have a bit more exposition. Now, I do apologise that the Ridley fight was a little bit short, but if you're pretty well tooled up, you can defeat him fairly easily. You've just got to unleash with the wave beam and, of course, a diet of missiles if you need to. But there's an interesting reason why the Ridley fight doesn't seem as challenging if you're fairly well prepared. Samus mentions that the SAX is essentially her, only heartless. The X can't copy the essence of the individual. They could copy Ridley's form, they could copy his attacks, but they cannot copy what makes Ridley, Ridley. They cannot capture the very essence of the rivalry between Samus and Ridley, and as a result, the Federation's attempts to clone him in Other M and the X copy here are just pale imitations. Leaving aside the characterization and everything that happened during that Ridley fight, it's a pale copy, and sadly, the original perished with Planet Zebes. Ridley, you've been an amazing antagonist, and knowing you, I'm sure you'll find a way to come back, but sorry it had to end like that. Time to launch into some more exposition.
Samus, we're done here. Leave the rest to the Federation. We should be preparing to evacuate the station.
Are you joking? Do they know how dangerous the X are? How quickly they reproduce?
The Federation has taken an interest in the X and SAX. They believe this life form has endless potential applications.
This is ridiculous. The X are heartless abominations. What potential could they have?
It is not necessary that you understand such matters. The Federation is coming now. You should just leave quietly.
This is madness. They won't stand a chance here. This station will devour them. What could be worth the risk?
Capturing the SAX, of course.
Are you serious? Do they really think they can succeed?
It will certainly be difficult. They don't expect your help. They knew you would try to destroy the SAX. That's why they stopped sending you support data. The plasma beam modification was ready some time ago, but they withheld it to keep you from engaging the SAX. Yet somehow you restored that function on your own. They also tried to withhold the diffusion missile upgrade because they didn't want you to grow too powerful. But they had already sent it and you tracked it down. Bravo, Samus.
They must cancel this mission. Open a channel to HQ. I won't let this happen.
They are already on their way.
Fools. As soon as the Federation ships land, the X will overwhelm them and absorb the knowledge and power of their occupants. The X are just waiting for the hunt to begin, and then they'll spread across the universe. Galactic civilization will end. The X hunger for form, knowledge, and power. They mimic these perfectly, but they cannot copy the soul. They're single-minded, instinctively seeking to increase in number. They're a plague, and the Federation underestimates their threat. Exactly what I was saying. They can't copy the essence of the individual. The X must not leave here. I must destroy them all before the Federation arrives. This station has a self-destruct mechanism. I must use it to destroy the X here and on the planet. I must send them to oblivion. Them, the station, and myself, if I have to. The doors aren't opening. If you've seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, this is normally the point where you'd be expecting him to go, "I can't allow you to do that, Dave," or whatever the actual quote is. Embarrassingly, I haven't seen the movie. I'm a bit oblivious when it comes to pop culture. Oh, open the hatch!
I have been ordered to confine you until the ships arrive.
Don't let them do this. Can't you see what will happen, Adam?
Adam? Who is Adam?
A friend of mine.
And what would this friend advise you to do now?
He would know that the only way to end this is to start the self-destruct cycle. He'd know how important it is.
Did this Adam care for you? Would he sit in a safe command room and order you to die?
Everybody who's played Metroid Other M is yelling yes at this point. So I'm ignoring that characterization because it puts Commander Malkovich in a much better light. He would understand that some must live and some must die. He knew what it meant. He made that sacrifice once.
So, he chose life for you, our fair warrior Samus Aran. Your Adam gave his life so that you might keep yours. For the sake of the universe. How foolish.
How dare you? How could you hope to understand, machine?
You know that detonating this station in high orbit would not guarantee the complete extinction of the X-parasites, even though the station would be utterly destroyed. You would only succeed in removing the one obstacle to the galaxy's ruin, yourself. You would ignore this simple fact and choose death. When Adam decided who would live, he chose incorrectly. If you were to alter the station's orbit, then you might be able to include the planet in the vaporization field of the self-destruct detonation. You would have to start the propulsion sequence now, before the Federation arrives. Samus, this is your last mission. Go to the operation room and adjust the station's orbit path to intercept SR-388.
Sorry about that, I keep fast-forwarding the text, so that was a bit of a surprise.
Then return to your ship and escape. Move quickly and stay alive. That's an order.
Any objections, lady? Well, 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 what a surprise! Quite a shock for players of Metroid Fusion to find that the real Adam Malkovich has been guiding you all this time. Adam is indeed dead, but he had his brain uploaded prior to the events of this game. The Federation presumably put him on some sort of lockdown, suppressing those memories so that he didn't send things off track, but that one little trigger has given him all the clarity he needs. This is the only music we're going to hear. If we go up to the main deck, we can't go back. I'll do my research. We'll sweep for items. I'll put that in a special video where I do post-commentary. And then we'll take on the last challenges. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time for more Metroid Fusion. Stay safe out in space, everyone.